Hello, good morning, everybody. It's good to have you back again today. Today we are going to be looking at the topic homophones, okay? Homophones. Sounds really confusing, right? But at the end of today's lesson, you should be able to define homophones. You should be able to differentiate between two words of the same sounds, and you should be able to construct sentences using homophones. Homophones. If we look at this word, we find out that the word can actually be divided into two, homo and phone. The first part of this word, homo, means same, okay? It means same. And the second part of the word, phone, means sound. Phone means sound. Of course, you know when you pick up your mom's phone to make a call, you hear a sound. So you could also use that to remember that homo means the same and phone means sound. But do homophones just mean words that have the same sound? Actually, homophones are words that have the same sound but don't have the same meaning and don't have the same spelling. Let's look at this picture here. Okay? We have flower and flower. We have pear and pear. And then we have ninth and ninth. Okay? So they don't have the same spellings. They don't have the same meaning, but the words sound the same. Look at this picture also. Can you see here? We have here and we have here. They sound the same, but they don't have the same spelling and they don't have the same meaning. So homophones are words that sound the same with different meanings and different spellings. Can we say that together? Homophones are words that have the same sounds but different meanings and different spellings. Let's look at these pictures. Eyes and eyes. The first eyes is spelled E-Y-E-S. E-Y-E-S. And we use it to see. Okay? And then the second eyes is spelled I-C-E. And we use it to chill our drinks. Okay? So the first eyes is spelled E-Y-E-S. We use our eyes to see. And the second eyes, I-C-E, we use to cool our drinks. The second picture, we have two and two. The first two is spelled T-W-O. And the second two is spelled T-double-O. Okay? T-W-O for two, the number two. And the second is spelled T-O-O or T-double-O. The first two is a number, and the second one is used to show something that is higher than we desire, higher than we want it. You can say too much, too big, too many, okay? To show that something is in a higher degree than we desire it to be. We have one and one. The first one spelled O-N-E, one. It's a number. But the second one, W-O-N, shows someone who is victorious, someone who has overcome, someone who got to the finish line before others, okay? And we usually use it in sentences when we say, she won the race, he won the race, he won the games, okay? Good. So we have one and one. One number is spelled O-N-E. I am the one. To distinctively show a separation between this and others, I one, the one, specific one, or the number one, and the other one, W-O-N, is used to show someone who has won or the winner of a competition or a race. We have him and him. The first him is spelled H-Y-M-N. H-Y-M-N. And if you look closely, you see this is a hymn. Okay, hymns are usually sung in churches. Okay, hymns are sung in churches. During the service, hymns are sung. And people usually look into a hymn book to be able to sing along the hymns that they don't know. And hymn is spelled H-Y-M-N. H-Y-M-N. And the second him refers to the pronoun, okay, H-I-M, used to replace the name of a boy. You could use him, H-I-M, to replace as a pronoun that replaces the name of a boy in your sentences. Use it to point, to show that this is the person, him. And him is usually used for males, used for boys, okay? Him is a pronoun and it's spelled H-I-M. Let's look at these pictures. We have meet, we have M-E-E-T and we have M-E-A-T. Meet. The first meet represents a situation where you are meeting someone, where you are getting acquainted with someone, you are getting to know somebody, you are coming into the presence of somebody or something, okay? You can say, I met him the other day. She met me the other day. Oh, we've met, okay? And the second meat is spelled M-E-A-T, which is what your mom uses to make beautiful, tasty dishes that you eat. Meat, okay? M-E-A-T. Whole. The first whole is spelled H-O-L-E, and it's usually a breakage or a leakage, or something that allows for a leakage. You could see in this picture that it isn't complete. Something has caved a hole in this object. So there's a go through this object, and that's a hole, okay? A hole. You could say, I saw the hole yesterday. The pen must have fallen through the hole, okay? And the spelling of hole is H-O-L-E. Let's look at the next picture by the side. This pizza looks so tasty, but it's the whole thing. The second whole is spelled W-H-O-L-E and means complete, complete, full, complete. Okay? I had a complete pizza yesterday. It was so tasty. Whole. I had a whole pizza yesterday. It was so tasty. So whole means complete. Okay? Whole means complete. The next example, road and road. The first road is spelled R-O-A-D, and it's a path, a pathway that leads somewhere. Okay? A pathway that leads somewhere. I was on the road yesterday. I was going home. Okay? That's the sentence, road. I was on the road yesterday. The road is spelled R-O-A-D and it means pathway. The second road, R-O-D-E, is spelled R-O-D-E and it means to ride. It's the past tense of ride. I rode my bicycle yesterday. He rode his dad's car last week. Okay? It's the past tense of ride. Look at this picture. We have a son, S-O-N, on one side, and we have the son on the other side. Okay? And son, which is a young boy, is spelled S-O-N. S-O-N, sun. S-O-N, sun. And the sun that shines every morning when we wake up to give illumination to our day is spelled S-U-N. S-U-N. So we could make a sentence with the first sun and say, her sun is always smiling. The woman's son is too playful. So that son is spelled S-O-N. The second son is spelled S-U-N. And we could make a sentence and say the sun is up early today. Okay? So when we have longer days, we say the sun is up early today. Because by 6:30 a.m. it's already daylight. We say the sun is up early today. I love the sun. It's so bright today, okay? Let's look at these pictures. We have write and write. The first write is W-R-I-T-E and means to put down something on paper. To use your pen or your pencil to put down something on paper. And the second write could signify correct. It could also mean where to turn to. The opposite of your left is your right, okay? So the first write is spelled W-R-I-T-E, to put something down on paper. The second write is spelled R-I-G-H-T and it means correct or to your right, not to your left. The opposite of left, meaning right, okay? So it's right, which means correct or signifying where to turn to as your right. Through, he went through the door. The first through, you can see he's going through the door. And that through is spelled T-H-R-O-U-G-H. T-H-R-O-U-G-H. And the second through is spelled T-H-R-E-W. The second through means it's the past tense of throw. Okay? The past tense of throw is through. Tail and tail. The first tail is spelled T-A-L-E, and that tail means story. A story. In this picture we see fairy tales. Okay, so it tells us that this book has a lot of tales that are fairy tales. Okay, stories. The second tale, you can see this cat holding a fish. The cat has a tail, okay? And the fish also has a tail. The cat has a tail. This is the tail. And the fish has a tail. This is the tail. Okay? So is that part of an animal that extends? Okay? Is the part of an animal that extends at the back of the animal, okay? Or the fish. Okay, so that's the tail. Okay? So you could say, make a sentence with this tail and say the cat's tail got stuck. That means the tail was trapped somewhere. Maybe between the door. We could also make a sentence with this tail and say, my grandma always tells me tales at night. Okay, so tales means stories. Once again, and this tail is the behind part of an animal that extends and drags along. Okay, here we have ninth and ninth. Ninth, N-K-N-I-G-H-T. is a person who is supposed to defend a kingdom. Okay? Person who is supposed to be in defense of a kingdom. And night, N-I-G-H-T, is a period of time within 24 hours that is so dark. After evening comes night, where everywhere is dark and you have to go to bed. So the first night is spelled K-N-I-G-H-T, and second night is spelled N-I-G-H-T. Let's try out a sentence with this first night. Okay? Let's try out a sentence with this night. Remember I said the night is someone who stands in defense. So I could actually have grammar tell me a tale about nights. At night. Okay? So grammar could tell me a tale about nights at night. It means that she's telling me a story about people who usually stand to defend the kingdom, and she's telling it to me at the time of the night when it's at the time of the day when it's dark at night time. Okay? Let's look at some more examples. Die, D-I-E and D-Y-E. The first die means that we lost someone. Someone's life ends. Okay? And the second die means to change the color of something. So you remember that adire you worked on in school when I Create Club came? You had to change the color of that piece of cloth to make it adire. So you dyed it. And remember you were told it was tie and dye, okay? So you dyed it to change the color. The second examples, blue and blue. The first blue is a color, the color blue. And this one is the past tense of blow. Is the past tense of blow. So the color is blue. But he blew her on the tummy. Oh, she blew the balloon. So the second blue is the opposite, is the past tense of blue. The third set of examples, we have know. To be knowledgeable, to know something. And the second no is to refuse or reject something. We have new and new. New and new. This is the past tense of no. And this is something that is new. Okay? So the past tense of no is K-N-E-W. She knew the sum. She knew the sums. She knew her sums. And the second new, N-E-W. He bought a new pair of shoes. Okay, let's look at this sent and sent. This is the past tense of send. This is the past tense of send. And it is spelled S-E-N-T. Mrs. Obabaka sent Michelle on an errand. So the past tense of send is sent. And this second scent means a fragrance coming from someone. Not like a smell, but a pleasant smell coming from someone. A pleasant smell coming from an environment. Scent is so beautiful. You smell good. Okay? So it's a pleasant smell coming from somebody. Not a foul smell, but pleasant smell coming from someone. Okay, let's see if you've learned something today. I'd like you to pause this video and answer these questions. What are homophones? After you've answered the question on a piece of paper, you continue the video and so you could see the answer. What are homophones? Please pause the video now. If you said homophones are words which have the same sounds but have different meanings and spellings, you were correct. Good job. Okay, try this. I have to dash my paper all over again. Zach dashed about the joke the whole time. My little sister wore a dash on Halloween. The best story I read this week was about a dash and a king. Okay, let me go through it again so that you can try to answer the questions. I have to dash my paper all over again. What should be the correct option? Is it write, W-R-I-T-E, or write, R-I-G-H-T? Zach dashed about the joke the whole time. Is it new, N-E-W, or new, K-N-E-W? My little sister wore a dash on Halloween. Is it tail, T-A-I-L, or tail, T-A-L-E? The best story I read this week was about a dash and a king. Is it Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, or Knight, N-I-G-H-T? I'd like you to pause the video, try and answer these questions, respond to these items in your notebook, and then come back to look at the answers. Okay, good. If your answer to the first question was right, then you were correct. I have to write, W-R-I-T-E, my paper all over again. 2. Zach knew, K-N-E-W, about the joke the whole time. 3. My little sister wore a tail, T-A-I-L, on Halloween. 4. The best story I read this week was about a dash and a king. 9th was about a knight and a king, and the knight is spelled K-N-I-G-H-T. If you got all 4, you did amazing. Good job. I'd like you to go through this video again, listen again. If you have questions, please put them down on Edmodo. I'll be there to respond to your questions. Enjoy the rest of your day.